That's no gas stations and let you walk all the way up to 96th Street. That's like 40 something blocks. So I was like,
This is a different kind of witness.
Like I said, you can witness something that didn't happen. Let's continue. Jay-Z. J to the Izzo. Fair use.
A legal victory for the woman who is suing Jay-Z for allegedly raping her when she was 13. A federal judge ruling the woman can proceed with the case while remaining anonymous, at least for now. But the judge also chastising the lawyers representing Jay-Z, accusing them of trying to fast-track the judicial process by repeatedly filing motions to reveal the identity of the Jane Doe to have the case dismissed. The judge writing in a 5-page brief that the Carter's lawyers' relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because the counsel demands it. This latest legal twist coming after the recently filed civil lawsuit by Jane Doe, claiming that Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and P. Diddy, drugged and raped a 13-year-old girl at an after-party after the MTV Music Awards in 2000, while an unnamed celebrity watched. Jay-Z has
Yeah, it seems like it's not going totally as smooth as you would expect. They've been going back and forth now. I think we covered the start of this lawsuit after it was filed by Tony Busby. He added the name of Jay-Z. I think we covered that like 2 weeks ago. And here we are now.
Yeah.
While this last week, this was right before Christmas, it was revealed that they will not reveal the name of the accuser. At the same time, they also revealed that they have granted Jay-Z motion to dismiss the plaintiff's complaint. So basically right now, even though the plaintiff will stay anonymous as a Jane Doe, they have agreed, or at least they granted him, Jay-Z, the request to file the motion to dismiss. Well, we talked about these accusations before, RJ.
Yeah, we did talk about it before. Guys, before we proceed, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on other socials, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon as well. But yeah, so KaiR, we did talk about it, and as I always say, I try to make it clear to people that the fact that the opportunity is granted to file a motion does not mean that the motion will get accepted. What it only, so it's, some people might think, okay, so he is allowed to file a motion to dismiss, so that means that there has to be something there, right? But if it only means that the judge finds that there is sufficient reason or motive and sufficient invested interest for Jay-Z to at least fight the case through the motion to dismiss path. But that doesn't mean that the judge in that procedure will actually say motion granted.
Yep.
So these are two separate things.
Yep, do agree with you on that. And I think It's gonna be very interesting because the judge already scolded them for the way they approached it. I think we were talking about it. It was a wild way they decided to approach this whole lawsuit by basically go full ad hominem, full on attack to open a full attack on Tony.
Yeah.
While simultaneously, it seemed like the accuser was also throwing her own windows in.
Also,
The interview. Do you remember the interview we watched of her
yeah,
saying that was a crazy interview.
Yeah. And on the one hand, I understand why, because the interview, her identity was not revealed. I think her voice was also scrambled. But I always ask the question, why? So what's the added value of doing such an interview? The interview can be valuable to create awareness, right? To create leverage as well, and to make the matter important enough in society.
Yep.
For the judge to take it seriously. On the other hand, if you go and talk, if the interview isn't strong, that can work against you.
Her dad said that he can't remember anything. And now we have a new witness popping out.
Yeah?
Well,
Okay.
not a witness. You can witness something that never happened, but allegedly never happened. Jin Deal is back.
Gene Deal? Okay. He's
Fair
done
use.
with Diddy. Jay is next on the list.
Well, who knows? Fair use.
Okay.
Let's take a look at what he has to say.
Diddy, he back in the news, man. How you feel about what him and Jay-Z being accused of?
Well, when I first heard the conversation, when I first heard the allegations, I said to myself, that's 2000. That's when I was there. And so I got.
So we have someone who's been exposing people for a long time. He was there. So if he wants to expose, he will expose, of course.
To read what was said and how it went down and everything like that. And then first of all, I start seeing some inconsistency. But I don't want to, criticize the victim or the person that said that they was a victim, but some of the statements and some of the things that I heard was incorrect. As far as I know what we did at that time. First of all, we did not use limousines. We used SUVs in 2000. You know what I'm saying? So when she said that it was a limousine that picked her up or she went with a limousine driver, I was kind of skeptical and wanted to hear more about her story. So now she said that the limousine driver, got her into a party, but it's somehow she had to went to a gas station. And if you know that area, there's no gas stations unless you walk all the way up to 96th Street. That's like 40 something blocks. So I was like,
This is a different kind of witness.
Like I said, you can witness something that didn't happen. Let's continue.
or you had to walk to the west side, which is another 14, 15 long blocks. And then you would have to know where you're going to find that gas station because it's close to the West Side Highway. Unless you went all the way downtown, and then who gonna pick up from that far away from the the venue where she went to. So, and then she said something about that, or well, the allegation said something about that she went with the limo driver. So did the limo driver drop Puffing them off or Jay them off, then came back and got her, then take her to the party? It was just a lot of inconsistencies that I was like, yo, first of all, we didn't even use limousines. You understand? Bad Boy used SUVs. So I found those being real inconsistent on what the story was she was talking about. And then for limousine driver who don't really would know us, because our drivers didn't drive limousines, how you gonna tell somebody to get in the party? He had to go through security for that. And that just wouldn't have happened. That wouldn't have happened. So I don't want to beat up the victim or the person that says that they are a victim.
You say he doesn't want to beat up the victim. He just knocked the person out. What are you talking about, Jake?
Yeah, that's
Want to
crazy,
say something?
man. Yeah. So it's crazy because the interview in itself was not strong, as you said. But you also always need to be careful when talking about things like this, because none of us were there, right? So you can only reach your conclusions or your opinion based on the information available.
Yep.
The interview of the alleged victim itself was not strong. The fact that she waited all these years also raises the question of whether or not the statute of limitation has been exceeded, which also works
Well,
again.
It falls within that law.
The exception, yeah.
So it's still within.
But
At
it's
least for the-
always if I ask you,
No, I don't own anyone.
no. Remember, you were once in a
That's
In
a joke.
a-
It's a isn't ask you.
Yeah, we were once in the metro, I believe, and a dude came up to you, but he was beaming as well, and you pushed him and ran away or something like that.
Oh yeah.
He was
That
trying
was
to pick a fight.
yeah. It was not in the metro. It was on the in the subway, waiting on the subway. You know what? How these people were basically pushing people off the
I
ledge.
saw, yeah.
It was a situation like that. That's why I when I was in the, it started at the train station, then went in the metro, he continued, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna dip out because I don't know if he has a shank on him or something like that.
Oh, he went in the metro with you.
Yeah, at the same time, yes, we went.
And so he started on the.
Yo,
in the
I was
stage.
like this. Let me take some distance because he might try to push me off the ledge. I'm like, what the heck is this? Yeah, but that's true. Yeah.
Okay.